Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is Jing here from Authentic Energy coming to you live. Live, that's right, live from Vancouver. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you know when I'm live. But usually, I'm here live every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, that will be 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or maybe like midnight in Asia, and let me know where are you tuning in from, okay? Because I know that we have viewers from all over the world, right? And I'm just so excited to have you guys here. And make sure you know how to use the chat box. So you can use the chat box. Yes, I can actually see if you're typing anything, and just throw questions at me. So every Wednesday, I'm here live. So this is your opportunity to, ask me questions and questions about body confidence, body wellness, Herbalife nutrition, healthy weight management, right? So anything related to the topics that we have here. Okay, so I'm very excited to see where is everybody tuning from. But also today we have a very, very, very cool topic. We're talking about stomach bloating. Okay, let me know who's bloated right now. Okay, it's not something I want you guys to have. Okay, and bloating is actually a big passion topic of mine. I know it might sound weird. Why is bloating such a passion topic? That is because this one right here used to be bloated like every day. No jokes. I used to be bloated every single day before meals, after meals. And also, I remember I went to see so many doctors. And eventually, I was diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, so I had to take lots of medications. And so irritable bowel syndrome and the bloating stayed with me for about, I'll say maybe like 15 years, around 15, close to 20 years, right? And it was just like a big part of my life. And I was like that girl who was always bloated. No jokes. I will always introduce myself back in the day, like, hey, my name's Jean, and I'm actually quite bloated right now. Okay, so let me know in the comment below if anyone here is actually suffering or you're experiencing bloating quite a lot, right? But before we get into today's conversation about bloating, I do want to let you guys know that if you're consistently like having bloating, you should actually go see your doctor first. Okay, but if you have the kind of bloating that comes and goes, okay, so generally that is related to digestion. Okay, digestion sometimes it could be hormonal. Okay, so if your bloating comes and goes, okay, that's something maybe you shouldn't be too worried about. But we'll be talking about, what are the ways you can actually reduce your stomach bloating. Okay. So let me know in the comment below if anyone's having some kind of stomach bloating all the time. Okay, so what does stomach bloating feel like, right? So usually a bloated stomach it feels very tight. It feels like a balloon, right? And your tummy, your abdominal area actually expands, right? So sometimes you feel like a balloon. Sometimes some of us would say, like, I feel like I'm having a food baby, like you feel pregnant, right? So that is when your GI tract, your gastrointestinal tract is actually having filled with gas. Okay, so we're having a lot of gas in our digestion area. Okay, and that actually causes a lot of like wind and makes the stomach expand. Okay, it's not a good feeling. It's very painful. It's very uncomfortable, right? I've been there many, many times, even during school times. So like I think for most people, right, the bloating can happen after a big meal. Okay, let me know if after eating you tend to experience bloating. Okay, I used to experience that all the time. Okay, but also hormones and stress can also play a big part apart from digestive issues, right? So now I want to actually share five common causes for bloating, and then I will go through each of them very quickly and also provide solutions for each of them, right? And then you can take notes and then see, if you can actually try some of them, right? And I do hope that some of these tips I'm about to share with you here today can really help you, like get rid of bloating. Okay, so it is a journey. All right. So firstly, the very common one is food intolerances. Okay, I forgot to write in my whiteboard today, so just take note. Food intolerances. Your body cannot tolerate a lot of food, certain foods, right? So common, foods that are very, how should I say it, your body can take are things like wheat, gluten, and dairy. Okay, so there could be other things that your body could be allergic to, right? So that your body, when it can't really tolerate it, it will repel it, right? And it will like basically, uh, it will produce a lot of gas, right? And that is when you know that okay, there's certain things my body does not agree with, right? So how can you avoid that, right? But the thing is, we don't know what our body, before you do any investigation, you don't know which foods that your body tend to be intolerant of, right? So what you can do is you can actually keep a food diary. Okay, I know it sounds boring, but it's something that you have to do, right? So keep a food journal and then just journal down, write down everything you eat. Try to do this for, I'll say, 7 to 10 days straight, right? So every time when you have the bloating, you can see, okay, what do I have in my food today? Does it include certain, like the common ones, allergens such as like wheat, gluten, dairy? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised maybe like wheat, could cause a lot of bloating. Your body may not agree with wheat that much, right? So I went through phases. Our body could go through phases. I went through a phase where my body did not tolerate wheat. So I didn't know that. I was always eating noodles, right, made from wheat and bread. And as a result of that, I started journaling and I saw a pattern. I saw a pattern that every time when I was feeling bloated, I was always having some kind of like bread or noodle. I used to eat a lot like, noodles, wheat flour noodle. And then I realized, you know what, maybe it's the wheat. So I decided to cut out, anything, any noodles and bread that contains wheat for about a month. Actually, I did that for a month, eliminated that completely from my diet, and the bloating actually improved. Okay, it didn't go away completely, but improved. Okay, so this was, one of the exercise I did, right? So this is actually a really good and really effective way to find out, right? And if you, still feel like it's very mysterious, then, actually the best way is actually go talk to your doctor, right? And go through a proper, investigation with your physician. Right. So now the second common cause is constipation. Constipated. That's right. Have you been to the toilet? Let me know in the comment. Have you gone to the toilet today? Have you emptied your bowel today? Right. Constipation is such a common situation for a lot of people in modern life, right? If you have not gone to the toilet to empty your bowel for a day, you're constipated, right? So I know I've come across a lot of clients who would tell me that, I usually go to toilet like once every 2 days, maybe. I think that's okay. That's normal for me. But hey, that is not normal. If you don't empty your bowel every day, you don't go to the toilet twice, once or twice a day, then you are actually constipated, right? So when you're constipated, you want to know how it creates gas to make you bloated. Basically, the poo, right? Not to be disgusting, but you're supposed to poop, right? But then you are not pooping due to like lack of water, lack of hydration, lack of fiber, right? It could be a lot of reasons why you're constipated, but the poo that's actually backed up in your colon that has not been eliminated, right? It sits there. Okay, it sits there for a lot longer in the intestines. And now you have, fresh food that's been recently digested coming down. They're waiting to descend, and you can imagine like all of like the poop and also the recently digested food, right? They come together, right? That they sitting in your large intestines, right there, and they cannot go anywhere, and then they're expanding, they're taking up so much room and taking up so much volume, and as a result of that, it starts to create gas, right? So being constipated can actually make you very, very bloated. Right. Now, what should we do about it? Right. So, a very easy way. I can't guarantee if it's instant. It really depends on your constipation situation, right? Is to actually drink lots of water, start eating, high fiber food, right? If that's actually missing from your diet, you'll be surprised, how little vegetable and fruit that a lot of people eat on daily basis, and how little how little water they drink, right? So let me know in the comments if you feel like you're not drinking enough water, you're not eating enough fiber. Right. So I'll share with you a really good solution that I do. And a lot of you guys who are on the Herbalife product, you also probably know or heard about this from me. So it's called the cleanse and hydrate in the morning. Cleanse, hydrate, and movement in the morning, I like to call it. Okay. So basically, the first thing you do in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, you need to put a lot of hydration into your body. You need to put a lot of fiber into your body, right? And now you're thinking, oh my God, doesn't mean that I have to eat a lot of food. Okay. So based on my personal experience with the Herbalife Healthy Breakfast Program, it does not actually fill up too much. Okay, well, there's a lot of liquid, but okay, I'll show you what it is, right? So I'm gonna do this in order, right? So the morning routine, I'm about to show you guys very quickly. I'm not going to go through details because you can find my other videos on my channel so that you can understand more about this healthy breakfast routine. But basically, what I'm trying to say is it will really help you based on my personal experience and also the experience of hundreds of my clients. When you do this breakfast routine, okay, from Herbalife, it actually helps your body cleanse. Okay, and it helps your body hydrate, and also it will put a lot of good fiber into your body to help with the bowel movement, and also to improve your digestion, right? It'll help you eliminate your constipation, right? So when you do this first thing in the morning, you will, after a while, every day, you will see the improvement, right? So I put aloe vera concentrate with my water. I drink that first, right? So that's an internal shower cleanse. And I drink my tea for energy and metabolism boost. And then I take my shake, my nutrition shake. It's not protein shake, it's nutrition shake. And this shake actually contains really good amount of dietary fiber, right? So and I blend it with like fruits and vegetables as well, so that I'm making sure that I'm already getting good amount of hydration in my body with great amount of nutrients which contain fiber to help me with my digestion, to help me with my bowel movement. Okay, so like, this is actually a real story, right? After about 1 month, right? After 1 month of being on the Herbalife Healthy Breakfast Program, my IBS, my bloating situation actually improved a lot. And if you have heard my story from other videos, so with the Herbalife together with my general lifestyle change, about 6 months later, I felt like I was IBS free. Like seriously, I did not need to carry those medicines with me anymore. I used to carry like IBS medicine with me, and I didn't need to go see the doctor for any emergency situations anymore. And even my doctor was surprised, like, what happened to you? Right? You've been having this for like years, and how come it's gone? And it's really due to, the change of my nutritional habits and lifestyle. Okay. So remember to cleanse and hydrate. I know I went a little bit overboard on that, but it's a passion of mine, right? So I feel like I really need to talk a lot about it. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, those of you who are just tuning right now, you can use the chat box and typing any comments and chats. Okay. Don't be shy. Okay, now the third common cause of bloating is excess wind. Okay, excess like air. Okay, so you're probably thinking, how does our body get excess wind in there? Well, did you know that when you're eating, okay, okay, no, that's for the next part. I'll talk about that for the next part. Okay, so excess wind. Let's talk about the food that you eat. Okay, the food that you eat can actually cause extra gas. We're talking about extra wind, extra gas while during digestion. Right. Not every food is the same, but there are certain foods that somehow during the digestion process just produces extra gas. Okay. We can't help it. That's just the nature of those food. Okay. So which foods? Okay. Take good notes of that. Things like cabbage, Brussels sprouts, onion, beans, and lentils. Okay, so a lot of you probably have heard about beans and lentils, right? Yeah, they're very famous for causing extra gas. So these are the things I want you to take really good note of. If you have had any of them, there's a few more, or cauliflower as well. If you have had them, write them in your journal, and then you can try to, avoid them, for a while and see what happens. And also, what I do, right, is now that I'm, like not no longer suffering from bloating and IBS, I actually have them in like small quantity because I know that and I mean, it's the same for everyone. If you eat too much of cabbage, too much of onions or beans and lentils, right, you definitely will feel the bloating. Maybe not for everybody, but for a lot of people, it's very common. If you overconsume, if you're eating a large quantity of those, right, you will feel the bloating. Okay, so I reduce and avoid those. And oh, one more thing I do have to mention is carbonated drinks. Okay, so we're talking about fizzy drinks, bubbly drinks. Doesn't matter if they're sugar free or loaded with sugar. Because of the nature of the carbonated drinks. When in your body. So those of you who know me, right, in life, when we go out, I never drink bubbly drinks. I never drink carbonated drinks. Right? It's only till recently I start to have some kombucha. And some of you guys know that kombucha is also fizzy. So, but I have a small, like just a shot glass of kombucha. Right. So kombucha is good probiotics, but also it's in the form of some kind of like, carbonated liquid. So I don't take a lot. I just take a little bit, right? Because I know that if I drink, the volume of a can or a glass of it, it's going to put like well, not always, right? But in my past experience, it will actually bring a lot of gas into my stomach. And I just don't want to go there again. Okay, so avoid or limit certain foods that can actually cause excess wind and cause extra gas in your body, right? So this is an easy one, right? Okay, now next one, the fourth cause of bloating is actually swallowing air. I almost went there, right? I just can't wait to share with you guys this. When you're eating, you are swallowing air. And when you're talking, you're swallowing air as well, right? So, basically you're like, well, then I might as well just shut my mouth, and then there's no wind coming in. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there are certain habits we can change to, like, basically stop taking extra air into our body, right? So one very easy way is to eat slowly, because if you're eating really fast, unknowingly you're actually swallowing a lot of air. And I have been there. I know. I think those times that I actually got really bloated back in the past was when I was like extra hungry and I was like eating super fast, and then boom, bloated. I was hungry. I was already, hangry, and then I ate and I got bloated. I was extra angry. Right. So let me know in the comment if anyone has been there. Right. So eat very slowly. And those of you who chew gums, right, try to keep your mouth closed. Okay. Don't chew your gum with your mouth like wide open, because you are actually taking extra air into your body, right? You'll be surprised. This is actually a very common one for people getting bloated just by swallowing a lot of air. Okay. Now, so we're talking about eating mindfully, right? Now, the last one is something that's related to me personally. I used to have IBS. So the fifth common cause for bloating is a medical condition. Right. So that is why at the beginning of this video, I said that, if some of you guys have been suffering from bloating for, a very long period of time, it's like a chronic bloating and it doesn't go away, go and see your doctor for it, right? You possibly, I'm not saying you have it, but you have to be properly diagnosed, right, by your physician, right? Because certain medical conditions such as like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, celiac disease, which is a condition where your body is allergic to gluten, and also things like inflammation, and there's many other conditions that can actually make your body like chronically bloated, right? So like I hope no one here has any medical conditions, but what I have learned is that celiac disease, or actually IBS is actually very common. Like I even had it, right, but thankfully it's gone. But from based on my personal experience, that you can actually change your lifestyle in order to get rid of IBS. But it really depends on the severity of your IBS, right? Because I also know friends who, doesn't matter what medication, what sort of like lifestyle change or holistic therapies they've done, they still can't get rid of it completely. Right. So it really depends on everyone's IBS situation. Like in my situation, maybe it was not that severe, but I felt like it was because I was every day, bloated. But I was able to get rid of it. It was really due to the fact that I was consistently practicing a new set of like nutritional habits and, changing my diet completely and changing my lifestyle completely. Like, seriously sharing that with you guys. And like, I want you guys all to know that, talking about bloating is a passion for me, right? Because I was that bloated girl. So yes, if you suspect that you may have any medical conditions that cause the bloating, go see your doctor immediately, right? And if it's not like bothering you that bad, try to change your lifestyle first, right? So changing lifestyle meaning like let's start from nutrition habits, right? You know me, I'm all about nutrition, right? So start from eating a balanced diet, right? You know, you can reach out to me, join my coaching group to learn about, you know, how to do a balanced diet, how to do the morning breakfast routine, right? So by changing just your, you know, general nutritional practice and learn about nutritional foundation, it can really, you'll be surprised what kind of differences it can make to your life and what kind of big differences it could possibly potentially make to your bloating situation, right? So I know there's a lot of things we can cover here. It's not simply just about like, okay, eat your fiber, get the, you know, like hydration into your body. Because very often when I give this advice to people, right, hydration and fiber, eating balance, getting lean protein or whole grain or whatnot, right, people don't go do it. You know, people don't do it. They just listen to it and go, okay, okay, I don't do it. That is because it's actually better if you have a system, if you follow a system, right, and properly create a journey, and also to understand, you know, understand the nutrition foundation and really master the nutritional foundational skills. Really, like if you understand and really hone those skills, then that's when it becomes part of your lifestyle. That is when you're actually truly practicing it. And that is when you truly see the results. Right. I don't want anyone to do any nutritional changes for short term just because they want to lose weight. You know, they want to get rid of bloating. They just do this for a little bit. And once, you know, the symptoms are gone, once they see that, oh, you know, there are some weight changes, then boom, go back to like the old habits. Right. That's not my intention here. I want everyone to actually master the nutritional foundation skills and really have a completely like healthier and happier like lifestyle where, you know, like whether if we're talking about like body confidence or, you know, optimal health or bloating free, we're talking about long term. Okay, long term, not like, you know, it comes and goes, right? So that is my true intention here. Okay, so I've mentioned the five common causes and the solutions for each. And let me know in the comments if these tips are helpful and if you guys have any more questions about bloating. And before we end today's video, I do have to mention one extra point here. Can I mention one extra point? Okay, one extra point for bloating. I know some of you ladies out there who are like, what about when I have my period? I feel bloated all the time. That's right. You're not alone. All right. A lot of us have been there. It's very common, right? I'll say almost the statistics actually show that 3 in 4 women actually experience bloating before or during their menstrual cycle. Right. And why that's happening? That is because, you know, when we're having period, there's a hormonal change in our body, right? And there's a spike of estrogen and there's a drop, okay, of progesterone, right? And so because of that hormonal change, right, it can actually interact with our digestion. It can interact with our digestion system. It can actually cause a lot of water retention, right? And that leads to bloating, right? So there's a lot of things happening when we're having hormonal changes in our body. And also for ladies who are in their perimenopausal phase, right? So you can also experience certain bloating due to the hormonal fluctuation in your body, right? But usually the hormonal changes will come and go, right? But if you do have, you know, like if you feel like, you know, it's a big concern, you know, if the bloating is really bothering you, I'll say, you know, go and talk to your doctor about it or your gynecologist about it, right? So that's the extra point I want to mention because, you know, having hormonal, you know, bloating during periods is a very common, you know, common situation for our ladies, right? So, yeah, so I'm very thankful that a lot of you guys tuning live here today. And yes, once more, let me know where you're tuning from and write in the comment if you're watching live or if you're watching replay. If you like topics like this, let me know. And also let me know in the comments if you want to see any other specific topics from the channel. If you want me to talk live about it, I'll be very happy to share with you guys. Okay, so guys, I'm very happy to be here. And I'm here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll be back on Saturday. Saturday will be a new video. Okay. And on Saturday, we'll be talking about Herbalife metabolism boosters. That's right. Last Saturday, we dropped a metabolism video, and I can see that it's very popular. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Okay. It's going to change your life. And then this Saturday, I'm going to be talking about how can you boost your metabolism with Herbalife products. I know a lot of you guys will be very excited for this. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.